On this week's show, we drive 3.5 hours from Brainerd, Minnesota to the sister towns of International Falls, Minnesota and Fort Frances, Ontario. Once we cross the border, it's time to jump on a float plane in Fort Frances, and it's only minutes by air to the remote resort of Slippery Winds Lodge. Located on a peninsula between Yoke Lake and Straw Lake in Sunset Country, and only accessible by plane.
Hey, I've been fishing in Ontario for well over 40 years and have some great fishing memories, not to mention some very close friends. Ontario has some of the best multi-species freshwater fishing in the world. Ontario has a special place in my heart. The Ontario experience captures all of this and more as hosts Troy Lindner and Ty Shadeen explore new places, meet some authentic characters, and experience world-class fishing and hunting along the way. The Ontario experience is the next best thing to going on the adventure yourself, and who knows, this unique show just might give you some ideas for your next fishing or hunting trip.
Slippery Winds is an American-planned lodge where your every need is met, leaving more time to concentrate on the spectacular fishing for 6 species plus on 6 lakes. No worries about groceries, cooking, etc. All you gotta do is fish. Unique to Northwest Ontario, some of their waters are actually home to smallmouth and largemouth, and some pretty nice largemouth to boot. Of course, that gets me excited, but these aren't just bass waters. You've got awesome walleye, northern pike, lake trout, big perch, and muskie fishing too. With so many species to chase, there's no chance of getting bored with the fishing at Slippery Winds. Plus, the accommodations are so homey, you won't want to go home. We're here at Slippery Winds. I'm with Emily Head, and we're about to hit the water here. This is my first time here. You know this lake well. What's the plan today?
So the plan today is we have 6 different lakes with 6 different species, and today we're going to try to hit up some big walleye. We had a really great bite yesterday, so we're going to try to see if we can carry that on. Later in the week, try for some monster muskie that have been haunting me the past few days, and
there's one in particular. There's one muskie in particular that you've seen. You've had up a couple times.
Yes. So I've been chasing her on the fly about every single day since I've been here. I've got her to turn many times, but she hasn't bit yet. So maybe this week will be the week.
Okay,
oh,
ready?
Beautiful.
Hang on. Hang on. Ready?
Set.
Go. Oh, she's starting to pull. It's starting to taking a little bit of line here.
Whoa, let's go.
I say this looked really like a great spot with the wind coming through, and you're right.
Yeah, just along this shoreline, along these big boulders here. What do you got? Beautiful largemouth, that's all.
Oh, he threw my bait, but that's all right, we got more.
This fish, beautiful.
Yeah.
All right, what do we have here?
That is a very
beautiful fish.
Yeah, a healthy looking largemouth. Look at the belly on that thing.
That's
that thing
all.
is eating right. And you can expect when you come up here, I mean, 30 to 50 fish days on largemouth up here is very common.
Oh, very, very common. Our guests are always pretty happy. And this is just in our main lake. Once you get to our other lake cross route, you can have sometimes 200 largemouth bass days and another 30 pike on top of it. So definitely won't be disappointed.
In fact, last year, Slippery Winds Lakes produced many 20-inch plus largemouth and smallmouth, and Yoke Lake produced walleyes going 30 inches plus and muskies over 50. And that's not even touching on the pike, lakers, and perch.
There it is.
That's a good one. That's a good bass. That's a good one. We came into this little area here, and Little lay downs. Take and drag.
Yes, that's it.
Take and drag.
We said it looked like a playground.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
beautiful fish.
Technically, we both caught it.
That is awesome.
Yeah, we're out here. You're able to switch gears here at Slippery Wind. You can switch gears between largemouth, smallmouth, pike, muskie. We just switched gears to largemouth and got this beautiful one.
That's it.
Technically, we both caught it.
That's it, Troy. That's it.
Teamwork.
Amazing.
This segment is brought to you by Tourism Northern Ontario. Sink on that side, and like that, just over the side, and good. You were saying something about this tree looks fishy?
I was just booking along the middle of the canal, and I was just like, oh! We were going along, and I thought to myself, this kind of feels fishy. I think we should fish it. And
yeah.
Good thing we did.
Yeah. Said a tree like this could have a number of fish. That's a nice largie.
Not uncommon to sometimes put 20, 30 fish under one log here along the bay.
Yeah. In the shade. Oh.
Oh, look at that.
Oh, yeah. That's what you want to come up here for. Well, you come up here for big numbers of big bass like this, especially we're talking Canadian bass this size. This is the furthest north that I've caught largemouth. I've caught them as far west as Japan, as far east as Vermont, as far south as Mexico, and this is the furthest north I've ever caught largemouth bass. This is exciting. There's another one. Another good one. Beautiful. Yeah. Another coming up, right?
Oh!
That is the one nice thing about that I really like about bass is when you set the hook and you know right away it's a bass when you see that line come up. Ooh, ooh, there.
Oh,
another
beautiful.
Good one. And here I'm just gonna get the jig out, just barely hook. Get that, a nice, beautiful Sunset Country largemouth bass.
Beautiful.
Nice. It was kind of fun to bring an underwater camera on trips up here. And I'm right in front of a big log here and caught some largemouth. And I'm gonna drop this down and actually see how many are down there. And it is fun when you have an underwater camera to drop it on some of these humps for walleye. You're dropping it in weed beds for fish, and then dropping it right here for some largemouth bass. It really gives you a clear picture, literally in HD, of what's underneath the boat. And another nice thing is you can record the image. You can record the video and take a clip, and you kind of turn it here, and I can see that there's actually a number of bass right underneath me right now. Some pretty good ones. Yeah, this is just another tool that you can use, and compact design like this, you know, it packs easy, stores easy, and it's really fun to bring up on trips like this. Dozens of bass later, before I knew it, it was time for shore lunch done Slippery Wind style, and my stomach was definitely grumbling. So Emily and I headed into the nearby island ready for some fried walleye and other goodies. But what can I say? It definitely tasted good, if not better than it looked.
Okay, so we're lighting this fire here for the beans and the corn and to keep the potatoes warm as we're cooking. And then we have a propane heater that we use for the fish, so it's a consistent temperature and the oil doesn't get too hot.
This segment is brought to you by Go Fish Ontario, Canada. We're just about to head in, and I'm hoping this is a big walleye, unless it's a big pike. It has some good head shakes like a walleye. It's not running like crazy like a pike would, and it's not up to the surface like a smallmouth. So we're literally just, you see we got the light on, it's dark out, and we're just gonna fish for another five minutes. You had that walleye, you just caught that walleye just a few minutes before, and the sun kind of setting behind us, and doesn't feel, it's not doing those weird crazy runs like I feel the drag is peeling. It's got 6-pound test on here. Drop shotting, leeches. There. Oh, but that's gosh. A walleye. Oh. Holy cow. Tell me you're getting, look at the size. Get that. Oh my God. Look How about that?
Yes.
All right at the end of the day. Oh. Drop shotting. I was just drop shotting a leech. I'm gonna get this fish out of the, at the end. Drop shotting a leech here. Look at that. This is a way to end the day here. Slippery winds. Look at that.
You beat me.
It's teamwork. This is teamwork here. Look at that one. Oh. Just that right in at the mouth right there. Just a little hook. That's actually a bass hook. That's a VMC Nico bass hook, and I just tipped that with a leech, and I throw it on the end of the point here.
Fat fish.
Look at that.
Oh my goodness gracious, that's it.
Still amped from last night's big walleye catch, I was definitely ready for some homemade Slippery Winds Eggs Benedict and fried potatoes before the start of day 2. And don't worry, catching so many fish burns a lot of calories. And check out these old submerged tracks once used for the resort's mining cars. Although those days have passed, the remnants still chronicle the history and help make way for Slippery Winds' new fleet of reliable boats equipped with padded swivel seats, Yamaha 4-stroke outboards, and more. Got some drag feeling.
Yeah, that's a nice fish.
I'm gonna pass the...
Thank you. It's a nice fish.
Oh, it looks like it's... Oh. Got some head shakes on that one.
Beautiful fish.
We just marked it. We marked a couple fish. We just, this is where we ended last night. So we actually, starting on the spot today, you can see different conditions today. First drop, and she's got one on, and it's probably pretty big. We marked 2 or 3 big ones. I just dropped back. This is my first cast of the day here. And her first drop, and I'm suspecting that that's nice a good fish. Sound when you hear that drag peeling.
Yeah, do you mind netting this for me?
I gotcha. Ooh, another. Nice little scoop like that. Okay. So we finished the day yesterday, the same spot. I got a big one, and she's starting the day right here, literally the first cast today, first drop. We're starting with another big walleye up here at Slippery Winds. Amazing.
Can't beat this.
There. That's a good one. Just dragging a drop shot. Ooh, this is a big fish. This is a big fish. So actually, ooh, that's got some drag to it. So I'm actually using bass gear. So this is something you can try, something a little bit different from, something a little bit different that you can try when you're walleye fishing is drop shotting.
Although there are obvious countless ways to catch fish, the drop shotting technique is one of the most effective. Although primarily associated with bass fishing, as Troy Lindner demonstrates throughout this show, drop shotting is also deadly on walleye, especially when combined with live bait. Consider it much like a Lindy rig in reverse, with the weight at the bottom and the hook positioned anywhere from, say a foot to 2 foot above the weight. It's also effective on a host of other species too, including panfish. So make sure you give it a try if you haven't already.
Another good, oh yeah, so this is a drop shot walleye. Oh, actually, drop shot got tangled up in here. This is a drop shot walleye right there. Look at that beautiful, beautiful fish. You can see the weight hanging down there. And this is actually a bass. This is a Nico hook, a worm hook. And I've just been using it with just a plastic worm for bass, but also works great live bait for walleye. Not one, but two. Ooh, good. Popping. That's a big fish. That's the one thing you can do. The one thing jig and wraps do, usually these fish are bigger and you don't get many bites sometimes, and even when it's sunny like this, ooh yeah, I feel good head shakes. Ooh.
Here she comes.
Just gonna back reel this one. And it's kind of fun too, you know, to change things up. You throw live bait just to kind of to see, and if you come through some areas and want to give them a different look.
Oh,
yeah. And you want to give them a different look, you can see, right here, you see the jig and wrap, just right here, just pop jigging that and catching a nice, good Ontario walleye. Right in here. See how, that's like 20 feet right at the base of that. It flattens out, and the fish are right up at the quick drop on it. It's a good one. Need a net on this one.
Okay.
Yeah. Ooh, whoa. Some head shakes. All right, and.
Oh, nice one.
Yeah?
Beautiful.
Ooh, yeah.
Oh.
Ooh,
oh
ooh,
yeah.
How about that?
Look at that.
I'm just gonna, this is nice. He's got the rip and wrap. Just jigging the rip and wrap here. I'm gonna get that out of the, this is the one thing nice about nets like this, is that it's pretty easy to get the fish out. That's a nice one. Another good one. We'll get this one back in the water, and there's bigger ones here for sure.
100%.
This is just like almost an average walleye here. Truly incredible.
One.
Yep, good one. Yep. Oh yeah.
Oh, beautiful fish.
That's a dandy.
Here she
Okay.
comes.
There she is.
Gorgeous fish. She got her hooks good too.
Okay, a little bit further. Yeah. Yeah. All right.
Ah, that's
And
it.
another good one.
Oh my goodness gracious. Look at the
It's
other
got
one.
Oh, it's a big
it's
pike.
it's a muskie.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Are we gonna get two?
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Oh!
Two
Huge
big.
muskie under the boat right now.
Two big walleye. Oh my gosh.
There's mine.
Yeah, here's, and this one I just caught. Right.
Double header.
Double header. Well, we had actually a big muskie came in chasing yours, so I think maybe we can switch gears now. The walleye fishing has been incredible here. I think it's time, what do you think, switch gears and maybe fish for something else? Yeah. Maybe a muskie?
Let's do it.
All right. As you can see, the trip to Slippery Winds was incredible on numerous levels. Bass, walleye, and a lot more species available too. What can I say? I can't wait to get back.